In the early 1980s, doctors in parts of Southeast Asia began seeing something they couldn't explain. Patients arriving with no wounds, no trauma, no visible cause of death, just silence, and a body that had simply stopped. For years, some of these cases were linked to stress, trauma, or unexplained medical conditions. But a small, controversial thread of research pointed somewhere stranger. Sound itself. Not the sound you can hear. The sound beneath it. Humans typically hear frequencies between roughly 20 and 20,000 hertz. Below that range lies a silent zone called infrasound. You can't hear it, but your body can feel it. Infrasound doesn't stay outside you. It passes straight through soft tissue. Researchers studying the phenomenon in the 20th century found that certain low frequencies could interact with internal organs, disrupting normal rhythm and function in ways the ear would never detect. So how does something inaudible affect something as vital as your heartbeat? The human body isn't just a container. It's a system of resonant structures. Organs, cavities, even your eyeballs all have natural frequencies they respond to. When Vladimir Gavreau, a French scientist working in the 1960s, began experimenting with extremely low-frequency sound in his lab, he and his team reported dizziness, nausea, and physical illness after brief exposure. Some accounts claim lab equipment vibrated apart. Others claim it was closer to a persistent, invisible pressure that made people simply want to leave the room. Gavreau's research became the foundation for a Cold War-era question that unsettled several governments. Could sound become a weapon? Throughout the 1960s and 70s, military researchers in multiple countries reportedly explored the concept. Not bullets, not explosions, just frequency, tuned to a level the human body couldn't ignore. Why build a weapon no one can hear coming? Because a weapon you can't detect is a weapon you can't defend against. Most of these programs were quietly shut down, publicly denied, or buried under classification. Very few official results were ever released. What we do know is limited, fragmented, and often contradictory. Some researchers now argue the deadliest infrasound claims were exaggerated. Human bodies, they say, are remarkably resistant to low-frequency exposure at the levels most experiments could realistically produce. Others maintain the early Cold War fear wasn't paranoia. It was caution around something genuinely not understood. So which is true? The most consistent finding across decades of study isn't death. It's discomfort, anxiety, a sense of being watched or unsettled without knowing why. In fact, some paranormal investigators believe infrasound explains reports of haunted locations. Old buildings, tunnels, and machinery can naturally generate low frequencies that make people feel dread, nausea, or a chill down the spine, with no ghost required at all. What we once feared as a battlefield weapon may quietly exist all around us, in old pipes, in wind through structures, in the hum of machines we never notice. The sound was never gone. We just couldn't hear it. And maybe that's the real unease at the center of this story. Not that something silent could hurt you. It's that your body has been listening this whole time to a world you were never designed to hear.